Shalom. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem HaKadosh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of JMS of the true leaders of Israel today, and salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedom to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds for Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushua. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalia, and I'm from the JMS Jamaica Kingston camp. And this video is about prophecy. Alright, famine. Okay, so I have this video from Amon Gabar posted this video, Famine is Inevitable, and we'll just take a bit of a listen to this. Titled WEF Insider Reveals that date will be a global famine, right? And you know, since the 2020 worldwide event, right, which expedited the entire system to come in regarding the mark of the beast prophecy, they really pushed a cashless society, which we're seeing right now happening literally, where like Australia is going cashless. A bank in Australia is going completely cashless on the 20th. Out here in Jamaica, banks have been moving very in a subtle way in regards to doing away with cash transactions and all that stuff, right? There was a push for these contactless payments as well, and whatever else that happened there, right? And since that major event, there hasn't been one since, but here it is that another one will be coming, and this one looks like it could be the global famine according to what this person is saying. And this is all prophecy, right? Because famine is a part of the end times. This is Matthew chapter 24, and we'll just start at verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. And this has happened, okay? Wars and rumors of wars, of countries going against each other. All right, this been happening. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we're heading into this portion of these prophecies to come, and as you can see, kingdom shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, right? And we're seeing these things, right? The tensions of the prophecy of World War III to happen, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So we've been seeing the earthquakes, all right? Out here in Jamaica, they've become more continuous, right? More often happening. So we're going to be seeing these things, and all these are the beginning of sorrows, right? So we're heading into these times, right, where we're going to see an uptick in famines and pestilences, right? And so let's just take a quick listen.
The elite plan to kick off the food shortage in Europe, which is historically one of the best fed regions in the whole world. When the dominoes begin to fall and the consequences for the rest of the world kick in, the globe will be plunged into a devastating famine that will make 9/11 and the COVID pandemic look like child's play. The elite have been building up to this moment since the dying days of the COVID pandemic. Bill Gates suddenly moved into farming, quickly becoming America's biggest landowner. And we've been dealing with a spate of food production fires across the US and Europe, placing stress on the supply chain. Here are 5 of the most disturbing future events outlined in detail by the globe.
All right, that's another ramification from the 2020 event, worldwide event. The supply chain has been hit, right, very badly. And, we all saw it, man, like during that time where the access to certain goods just weren't available anymore the way they were. There was an uptick in prices, all that kind of stuff.
Elite during their wargaming event in the heart of the EU last month. First, they're planning to engineer harvest failures. And so it's 2025 and there are more harvest failures, the report states. They impact animal feed prices, which curbs livestock and fish production. Some ships carrying crops turn away from Europe to cater to higher bidders elsewhere. Anyone who's been listening to the protesting European farmers will understand that the upcoming famine is being engineered by the elites as we speak. The WEF's green agenda policies, adopted by EU states, are driving farmers out of business. Second, they're planning to cut palm oil exports and blame conspiracy theorists for the fallout. Asia's palm oil export limits are now reducing supplies of daily staples from margarine to bread. Allegations of corporate greed, disinformation, and conspiracy theories are spreading. Of course, the elite are already planning to blame so-called conspiracy theorists and disinformation for the global food shortage. Third, they're planning to exacerbate the fertilizer shortage even more, causing grocery prices to skyrocket. The cost of fertilizers and energy needed to grow crops and keep glasshouses running soared in the wake of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. When they're not blaming so-called conspiracy theorists for the global famine, they're going to blame Putin, their favorite boogeyman. Fourth, they're planning to stoke widespread chaos in the streets. Things unravel further later in 2025, the report warns. Thieves are looting supermarkets. Police struggle to contain riots spreading in cities. People in Germany can't find fish and meat at grocery stores. Livestock farmers are going bankrupt. The global elite have earmarked 2025 for full societal breakdown, as common people starve to death and lash out at those who've subjected them to living in open-air prisons. Fifth, they are preparing to deal with widespread anger directed at the elites. Meanwhile, the public's focus shifts to profiteering by commodity traders. Small farms fall like dominoes, while attacks on immigrants begin to become more widespread. Is the EU a sinking ship? Someone asks in the video.
I don't know how it will play out in November, but what we know is that we will end up with many more unemployed, and particularly also people in the grey economy, which are not counted for, who lose their jobs. So we will see definitively a lot of anger already now, but probably increased by the end of the year, because this crisis will be with us until we really have found a remedy. So
yeah, and that ultimate remedy that they're going to push is that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, all of this is manufactured. You know, the Most High, Yahweh Shemeshai, has Esau. You know, Esau is used as that great sword, right, upon the children of Israel, and this famine is coming, man. Right, they're gonna bring it in, and out of a great catastrophic kind of event, they will try to bring in their NWO, right? But these devils are coming in from all kinds of angles. They have many things working at the same time, you know, many things. All right, but the main goal, once again, is that microchip, which is the mark of the beast. All right, in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, actually, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. Let's just get some precepts. And it says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So your grocery stores and everything, anywhere that you can find food, they're going to be just like this. They're going to be found empty. All right, and it's something that's going to gradually happen over time, right? And that's why he mentioned that people are going to become more and more angry. People are also going to be losing their jobs and all these things, right? And people will be experiencing famine in all kinds of different ways. And so that's why, back to the Matthew 24, it says, these are the beginning of sorrows, right? All right. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heard, they shall be suddenly afraid. The announcements, right? That we're in this state of being, of this famine. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right, so friends are going to be fighting against each other, man. All right, because the famine, and plus no jobs and everything, people are going to start going crazy out there, and they don't believe in Yahweh Shemeshai, so they don't have no hope. Right? They don't have nothing to hold on to. Anything that they try to cling on to, you know, it is going to be non-profitable unto them. Right? The only thing profitable is to, if you're an Israelite, because it only applies to us, we only have that privilege, is to turn towards their power, Yahweh Shemeshai, and hope for salvation. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be a sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? It's going to be really chaotic out there, man. People aren't going to be lawless. People aren't going to care about what their leaders have to say anymore because they're going to be in this state of being for, such an extended period of time. They're just not going to care anymore. All right? It's going to be pandemonium in the streets. It's going to be hectic. It is the time of Jacob's trouble. All right? That we're heading into. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, and that martial law is coming. All right? Because of the chaos. Right? So they're going to impose their military strength and whatever other strength they got, and they're going to try and contain the people, right? And then they're going to be offering people a solution, quote unquote, to get out of the situation that they're in, which is going to be that mark chip, which is the mark of the beast. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So this lack of bread and great tribulation, this famine is really going to get people out and that's what the prophets of Yahweh Shemeshai have been saying for all these years, that when it comes to the nation of Israel especially, it is not certain destruction by way of hurricane and earthquake and all these kinds of things. They don't look they will still find joy and happiness some way somehow. It's really when the food is cut off, that's when these people are really going to be noticing what time it is, right? Second Ezra chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? They're gonna literally tell you that in order to eat, you're going to have to take the microchip. And we will be experiencing a famine at that time as well. So yeah, it's gonna be life or death, and some people are going to choose to save the flesh instead of the spirit, and the Lord is going to destroy them for that. Our people, referring to, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, right? So these things are coming, man. All right, and it's all only in a matter of time that Yahweh Shemeshai starts, really ramping things up. Anyway, with that, I'd like to say all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemeshai, Bashman Kodesh, Shalom.